Hello YouTube, this is Dakota from Bowtied Media, and I'm here to give my 2026 predictions. I made a 2025 bingo card that did pretty well despite no actual bingos, but let's see what my predictions for 2026 are. We're starting off my bingo card by saying that trap dominates. I think 2026 will be the year of trap as just a general prediction. I don't know why in particular. I feel like it's been funk in maybe 2023, 2024, and then definitely techno in the last couple of years, but for some reason, I feel like trap's gonna take a real big dominating push in terms of overall subgenre in the EDM space. No real reason for it. I mean, ISOXO, maybe if he comes out with another album. I know Skrillex has done a ton of trap as well too, but yeah. Trap, I think, will dominate. New artist is actually AI. This one, I think, is pretty self-explanatory, and I think one that's technically already happened, but I think we're going to see a pretty big kind of unknown artist that's going to come to the space and then be revealed later on to be actually just an AI artist with no real person behind it. Obviously, there'll be a person manning it to some extent, but a majority of it just being an AI artist that will be kind of revealed to be later, and people will be pretty disappointed by it. Monstercat Resurgence. I have been a huge Monstercat fan for almost, I think, 12 plus years now I'm coming on. And yeah, I love Monstercat. The last couple of years, I haven't felt that same love and drive to listen through a lot of Monstercat stuff. And I think this is the first year in a long time where I actually haven't listened through all the songs that came out in a year. In 2025, I think that was the first time I ever actually did that, where I hadn't listened through every song that was released on the label. But for some reason, I feel like 2026 is going to bring a brand new love for the label for me. Unofficial Porter Robinson release. This one's a little bit of a weird, tricky one, and I probably will give myself credit if he releases an actual song, a single for this one too, but I'm thinking more that this is like a Hollow Heart kind of style song where it's maybe not released on main streaming platforms, but something that is like a, hey, this was a song that was worked on in the past, or like a live edit of something that is like put out, but not like fully officially, if that makes sense, like just on YouTube or maybe SoundCloud, but not really on Spotify and stuff. So that is my prediction for this one. Alan Walker releases his best track yet. Pretty self-explanatory. I think Alan Walker will release his best song yet. And it hasn't come out at the time of this video, but my weekly recap stuff has been coming out, my year in review. And so stick around for the worst albums of the year, and you'll see why maybe this is a bold prediction. David Guetta LP, a David Guetta album. I think we're going to see a fully packaged, well put together, well, actually, we'll see how it goes actually, but a legit David Guetta album. One that's hopefully not going to be just entirely cover songs and some originals, but I think we're going to get a David Guetta LP this year. I enjoy rhythm. I think this year I will turn a new leaf and actually enjoy some rhythm. Didn't like the first stuff I listened to this year, but who knows? A lot more of the year to go. A new Brat album. My prediction for this one is essentially, I think there will be an album that takes over the EDM sort of dance pop space in a way that Brat did, in the way that there was a Brat summer. It was this big moment, this big event that was typically around that summertime, and so I think there'll be another album just like that. Major change to Spotify Wrapped. We'll have to see how this one gets judged when it actually comes out at the end of the year, but I think we're going to see a big upheaval of Spotify Wrapped in a way that we haven't seen in the years past that's more than just, I don't know, numbers of some sort. Maybe they're going to release data throughout the year, or who knows exactly, like where you can see everything all the time, but I think we'll see a big shakeup with the Spotify Wrapped. Disclosure LP. Yes, I think Disclosure will drop an album this year. They've sort of been teasing some new releases, but they were kind of just in like a singles package, but they also released an album just in 2023. So I think this is a year and a time where we've got enough Disclosure, new tunes. They feel like they're ramping up to some stuff. I think we're going to get a Disclosure album. New supergroup forms. Big new supergroup. I last year said Hive Mind and Master Hand were gonna release an EP and LP, but that ended up not happening for either of them. So this time I'm gonna go a little bit safer and just say that there will be a new supergroup that forms. James Blake return to dubstep. I'm a huge James Blake fan. If you don't know who that is, please go check out his stuff. He's been an artist that kind of did this like classic, like original dubstep. There's kind of two ideas of what dubstep really is. There's like the old kind of more like classical dubstep element that's formed in like European style, and then there's like this modern Skrillex dubstep. And so James Blake kind of did that classic, more, I would call it like liquid dubstep nowadays. But James Blake, his last bunch of albums have been not that. They've been a lot of alt R&B. They've been more electro-ish. But I think he's going to do a return to form from his first couple albums. So that's my prediction. Popular label goes under. This is one that I had last year that did not come to fruition. And so I'm just going to copy paste it from 2025 to 2026 and say that we're going to get a label that is kaput by the end of the year. And my only other one that I'm copying from 2025 and bringing over 2026 is a big April Fool song. Yes, Skrillex technically did release his album on April 1st, but that doesn't really count. That's not the nature of this one. I think we're going to see another crab rave, banana song style thing. It's probably going to be from Monster Cat or NCS would be my personal guess, but I think we're going to see like an actual really enjoyable April Fool's song this year. Big country X EDM album. Last year I had a big rap and EDM album, which I did give to the DJ Snake album in Nomad, which again, when my worst albums list comes out, you should check that out as a bit of a spoiler. But yes, I think there's going to be some big country EDM collab. Cheat Codes kind of would have been that in the past. I think theirs was 2024, I want to say, or 2023. But yeah, I think country and EDM will have a baby this year. Unexpected EDM/dance Grammy win. Yes, I think the category this year is actually pretty solid for the most part, but I definitely think there are some more artists that would be not as expected to win the Grammy, and so this will have to be up for, I guess, my own judgment when the Grammy nominations or, I guess, awards are given out, but I think there will be an unexpected Grammy win in the EDM or dance categories. A Burial EP or LP. This one's pretty self-explanatory. I think the artist Burial is going to come out with an EP or LP this year. I was going to play it a little safer and just go EP because I don't think an LP is going to come out because it's been years since his last LP album. But so I wanted to be a little safer and say EP as well, but I actually think it's going to be an album. Swedish House Mafia mega hit. They've had a couple of random singles throughout ever since their Paradise Again record, but I think there's going to be a big new mega hit from Swedish House Mafia. Grant collab track. I am a huge fan of the artist Grant, formerly known as Grant Bowtied, which also, fun fact, isn't the reason I'm called Bowtied Media. That was a thing I actually totally forgot about after, but that's a whole nother story. But I think Grant, the artist, will have a pretty big track this year that will be a collab. I'm thinking similar to like the Dead Man Walking that came out with Ellis or something to that same style. So that is my prediction for this year. EDM-focused documentary, docu-series, TV show, something of the same thing, of the same line, I guess. But similar to the way that there was the Avicii documentary, I think there will be a documentary focused on an EDM artist or a festival or something that comes out in 2026. EDM artist appears at the Super Bowl halftime show. This is an interesting prediction because every year it feels like, this year in particular, I'm pretty sure Bad Bunny is the Super Bowl performer, but there's always the one headliner, but by the end, when they do the big final shot of everyone, there's like, for some reason, there's like always like 6, 7, 8 people on stage, all these random different people that just join for the middle of the halftime show. And I think there's going to be a random artist that shows up that's like an EDM artist. And if I had to give a prediction, I think it's going to be Marshmello. New subgenre. In the same way that Chime sort of coined the term color bass, I think there will be a new sort of subgenre that appears this year. I don't know what category it's going to be in. If I had to give a random prediction now, I think it's going to be trap. I think there's going to be a new form of trap that's released in 2026 that will be pretty popular enough to have its own subgenre name. I Hate, a single from a loved artist. This one, again, will have to be pretty objective to some extent on what actually happens through the year, but I think an artist that I really, really love, like let's say a Porter Robinson, a Madeon, a Tristram, a Grant, or something like that, an artist that I like have a huge affinity for will come out with a song that I'm like, no, I actually just really dislike this. Don't know why, random prediction, that's what I'm going with. And finally, 20,000 hardcore members, or subscribers. I'm currently, I think at the time of this recording, like 8.9 thousand subs, so I'm predicting to double this year. I was just gonna do 10, and then I was talking to my wife about it, and she was like, you gotta be more generous to yourself. You gotta predict better than that. So we're gonna bump it up to 20,000, because that's the Monster Cat one. That's the Pegboard Nerd song. So 20,000 hardcore members, subs. Do I think it's attainable? It's possible. It will be very difficult. And we'll see how the year goes. But that is my bingo card for 2026. Let me know what you think of this list. If these are attainable, if you think I will not get a bingo this year, if you think I will, I'm curious to hear in the comment section below. But other than that, I'm Dakota from Bowtied Media, and I'll see you guys in another video.